I need your clothes, your boots, and you forgot to say please.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day begins in the year 2029 in a devastated Los Angeles, where the skeletal remains of humanity are scattered across a desolate, post-apocalyptic wasteland. A voice narrates the deadly war between humans and machines. Scenes of brutal combat between resistance fighters and powerful machines unfold, showcasing the destructive force of Skynet's creations. Amid the destruction, a lone figure walks as Sarah Connor explains in voiceover that her son, John, will one day lead the resistance, and that a protector was sent back in time to save him. We then shift to the present day. A sudden burst of electricity fills the night air, and a Terminator materializes from a glowing sphere. Naked and expressionless, he enters a bar where a group of bikers are stunned by his sudden appearance. Demanding their clothes and motorcycle, the bikers mock him and burn his chest with a cigar. Unfazed, the Terminator violently attacks them, easily overpowering everyone. After taking one biker's gun and keys, he steps outside, takes sunglasses from the bar owner who tries to stop him, and rides off into the night. Elsewhere, a similar electrical storm occurs. A police officer notices it and investigates, only to be attacked by a new machine, the T-1000, who assumes the cop's identity. He accesses police records and learns about John Connor's location. Meanwhile, John lives with foster parents who struggle to control his rebellious behavior. He ignores them and rides off on his motorbike with a friend. In a psychiatric hospital, Sarah Connor trains physically while doctors debate her condition. Despite appearing calm, she's clearly preparing to escape. When orderlies attempt to medicate her by force, she resists violently. The T-1000, now posing as a police officer, visits John's foster home. He asks questions about John and takes a photo to identify him. While this happens, John and his friend steal money from an ATM using hacked tools. John's friend brings out a photo of Sarah, which John dismisses, showing his resentment toward his mother. Elsewhere, Sarah dreams of Kyle Reese, John's father, urging her to protect their son and keep fighting for his future. She awakens in terror, haunted by images of playgrounds exploding in nuclear fire. Sarah later watches video footage of herself during a psychiatric evaluation, cringing at her wild demeanor. Dr. Silberman informs her that she may qualify for minimum security, but remains wary of her escape attempts. In another location, engineers discuss their progress in a lab, where they keep remnants from the original Terminator, including its arm and CPU. Meanwhile, John continues riding through the city unaware of the danger closing in. The T-1000 tracks him, asking children for clues, while the Terminator rides nearby. John and his friend play arcade games when the T-1000 locates them. Warned by his friend, John flees, only to run into the Terminator, who pulls out a shotgun. Expecting danger, John is surprised when the Terminator defends him, engaging the T-1000 in a brutal shootout. The T-1000 regenerates after being shot, leading to a high-speed chase. John flees on his bike with the T-1000 pursuing in a truck. The Terminator catches up, rescues John, and causes the truck to crash in a fiery explosion. Though seemingly destroyed, the T-1000 emerges unharmed. The Terminator explains that he was sent to protect John and that the T-1000 is a more advanced prototype capable of mimicking any human and creating weapons with its liquid metal body. John calls his foster parents, but something feels off. When the mother says the wrong dog's name, they realize the T-1000 has already killed them and taken her form. At the house, the T-1000 also kills the family dog and searches John's room for clues. At the hospital, Sarah sees a photo of the Terminator and grows fearful. She cleverly steals a paperclip during an evaluation and later uses it to escape her restraints. She begins her breakout, attacking the abusive nurse and threatening Dr. Silberman. Meanwhile, John and the Terminator arrive at the hospital, shooting a guard in the legs and storming the facility. Sarah tries escaping on her own but panics when she sees the Terminator. She attacks him before realizing he's on their side now. The T-1000 arrives, forcing the group to flee. He attacks them in the elevator with blade-like arms, but they escape in a police car. During the chase, the T-1000 clings to the vehicle but is blasted off. Sarah scolds John for endangering himself, while the Terminator tends to their injuries. Curious about the machine, Sarah opens his head and finds his CPU. She attempts to destroy it, but John stops her, reminding her that the Terminator is their ally. They head out of town, and John bonds with the Terminator, teaching him human slang and how to smile. At a gas station, they rest while Sarah reflects on humanity's bleak future. The Terminator explains Skynet's origins, linked to Cyberdyne systems and a man named Miles Dyson. Meanwhile, Miles works at home, discussing his secret project with his wife and kids, unaware of what's coming. The group visits Enrique, an old friend of Sarah's, who stores a massive weapons cache in the desert. As they prepare for war, Sarah watches John and the Terminator bond and feels both hope and sorrow. She dreams again of nuclear annihilation and wakes up determined to prevent Judgment Day. She carves no fate into a table and leaves to kill Miles Dyson. Sarah breaks into Dyson's home and nearly kills him but stops when she sees the fear in his son's eyes. The Terminator and John arrive just in time. To convince Dyson of the threat, the Terminator cuts open his arm, revealing the metallic structure inside. Shocked, Dyson listens as they explain that his research will lead to mankind's destruction. They agree to destroy all Cyberdyne data. The group infiltrates the lab, but security catches on and alerts the authorities. The Terminator arms them with gas masks as they destroy the Terminator parts and data files. SWAT teams and helicopters arrive. The Terminator uses non-lethal force to disable them, honoring John's order not to kill. He destroys police vehicles and buys time for the group. Inside, Miles is mortally wounded by gunfire but stays behind to detonate the charges. As SWAT storms the building, the explosion destroys everything. The T-1000 arrives too late but continues hunting them. The Terminator hijacks a SWAT truck and rescues Sarah and John, but the T-1000 pursues them in a stolen helicopter, resulting in a fierce chase and a major crash. The T-1000 continue pursuit in a truck, ramming into them as John drives while the Terminator shoots back. The Terminator jumps onto the truck, causing it to crash and freeze in a pool of liquid nitrogen. He shatters the frozen T-1000 with a shot, but the heat causes it to reform. Wounded, Sarah is carried into a steel mill, where the final battle begins. The Terminator fights the T-1000 but is severely damaged. Sarah shoots the T-1000, but it stabs her and demands she call John. Just as it prepares to kill her, the Terminator reappears, firing a grenade launcher that causes the T-1000 to fall into molten steel. The enemy screams as it dissolves completely. Knowing all remnants of Skynet must be destroyed, the Terminator insists he must be terminated too. John begs him not to go but is told this is the only way. Sarah lowers him into the molten steel as he gives a final thumbs up before being consumed. The threat is finally over. In the future, Sarah narrates how their survival was secured. Watching her son with his children, she reflects on the hope given to them by a machine who learned the value of human life.